Day in the month of March 2025. Somehow I wanted to say 2017. I was seeing 2025, but what was coming out from my mouth was 2017. So maybe not go back to 2017. But good morning, good morning. My name is SHARON. MANDOR. Welcome to this segment of the morning ride. One of my favorite actually segment of the Thursday morning ride. You already know. I love talking about leadership. And that's why it's very important that I infuse this into the morning ride. It's called Thoughtful Leadership Thursday for a reason, right? We all need to know about leadership. It's not for a select few. We all need to know and understand the rudiments of leadership. And that's why it's very important that we talk about it. We started off talking about empathetic leadership. We dealt with that decisively, and now we're talking about innovative leadership. Are we just rigid? We're not thinking about anything. We're just sticking to what we know in our heads. Then this program is for you. So welcome to Thoughtful Leadership Thursday on Memories 96.5 FM. And we have been having this conversation with the Special Assistant to the Governor on Electronic Media and also an alumni of More Leadership Academy. Good morning to you, Mr. Patrick Adeke.
Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Enquiry. Good morning, wherever you're listening from.
Okay,
across the globe.
Oh,
good morning.
Good morning. How's your week?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been special. Why do I say special? Forgive me sometimes when I need to say these things. I just get to talk about the reality on ground here in Akwa State.
Yeah.
We're talking about leadership, and then why I say it's special is the fact that His Excellency the Governor of Akwa State had gone to our local government yesterday, particularly.
Yeah. When I saw it, it's you I had in my mind.
Yeah, to flag off, I was dancing all through. Yes, because to flag off a monumental, multi-sectoral project in our local government area, a project that has the tendency or the ability to turn Akwa State to a new Singapore. So for me, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Prior to that, His Excellency on Tuesday was at the stadium, Yo Township Stadium, giving out empowerment over 330,000 stuffs, new vehicles right now. In the next couple of months, the whole of Uyo will be flooded with new vehicles. The rate at which these things are being given out, you just know that this man means business.
Yeah.
And the way it's being done, it's not for a selected few. No, it cuts across all strata here in Akwa. So this week has been beautiful. When you work with a leader that sticks to his word, that his word is his bond, he walks the talk, it makes your job pretty easier because you don't need to meander around certain realities. You just say, he said he was going to do it, just preparation is going to do it.
Right.
And so for me, the week has been beautiful. Now he's just talking about leadership. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. I know, yes, last Thursday we were talking about how we ended on the note is innovation and innate ability, or it's something that you pick up. Is it something that you learn? And you gave us your 2 cents on that. But let's move on from that. How can leaders balance innovation with maintaining stability in their organizations?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. On the surface, it might look easy, but it's really tough because naturally people are adverse to change. Yes, when you bring change, people are always adverse to it, especially when they don't really understand the change that is coming. So a leader must be very skillful in managing the balance and getting the balance between this innovation and creating the stability that is needed. Because once you bring a change, people naturally adopt the fear factor and say, wow, this change, well, this thing where they come, so people are saying they will begin sack people, stuff like that, the fear of not knowing what to do with the new innovation that's coming in. For instance, you have, let me give you an instance. I'm going to be using the governor particularly in this particular aspect because this is the one that we can readily, everybody in the state can readily associate with. Now he said the new commissioners is going to be having. You don't have to stay in the office to get things done. You work on the go. So it means that your online presence must be very intact. As your emails must be working so that even through while you are not in the office, you are attending to mails that need to be attended to. So the idea of coming to the office and seeing files piled up is no longer the same. This is an innovation. For those who don't know how to use their email or use the new technology, they began to jitter. There's jittery around. How am I going to survive and stuff like that? So you need to learn how to balance this. So one of the ways you need to balance is to establish a clear vision. Irrespective of whatever change you are bringing in, this is the mission, this is the vision, this is where we are headed to. Whatever we are doing, nobody should feel scared or whatever. Whatever we are doing, this is the mission, this is the vision. So whatever you do, this define a guiding vision that integrates both the innovation and the stability. Let's look at our vision. What is the vision of the company? What's the vision of this administration? What's the vision of this establishment?
You know that there are businesses, there are organizations that don't have vision and mission.
And those organizations don't last. Make no mistake, they don't last. Because if you don't know where you are going, then you are going everywhere. And going everywhere does
wherever
not
they breathe,
yes, it doesn't work that way. So you must have a vision. Because how do you establish the fact that you've achieved a milestone? How do you, if you don't have a vision?
Yes. How do you measure your
success? Yes, because you must. If you have a vision, you have milestones where you keep. A little discipline keeps pushing you down there. Like one of my teachers said. He said the world is controlled by tired men. Yeah, so those who make exceeding success, it's not that they are not tired, they are tired. But they keep going. It's just a discipline. They keep going. And it's because they set milestones, they have a vision, and then there are milestones to measure their success. So they keep going. Once they achieve a particular milestone, they celebrate the milestone, they celebrate it, they move to the next one. So when you don't have a vision, how do you even assess yourself? How do you evaluate yourself?
If you ask some of these people, they will tell you, I just want to make money.
Yes, that is a vision. Okay, now, beautiful. You just want to make money. Cool. Right. Fine. That's a vision. I just want to make money. Okay, now, how do you make money? How do you make money? What kind of money do you want to make? And how much do you want to make?
How much?
You understand? How much do you want to make? How much do you think is enough money for you to say, I've made this amount of money? Because I want to make money. I made 10 naira. That's just money. I made 1 naira. That's money. So if you must have a clear vision, in numbers, particularly. I like using numbers. In numbers, because even right now, so the new system of preaching the scripture and praying, they say you should tell God what you want particularly. Father, I want 10 million naira. It should be particular. Don't just put the man upstairs in. So as we said, one is to establish a clear vision. The second one is to adopt a structured innovation strategy. For instance, you're introducing computers into the place. There are generations that are not comfortable with that computer. Now you don't discard them. You take it slowly. You introduce training. Introduce training little by little. You get them to know how to use it. And then when you have a blend of Gen Z in the establishment with millennials and Gen X, you create an environment where they can interact. They say iron sharpening iron, but I've seen skin sharpening iron as well. Yes, I've seen skin sharpening iron. I've even seen wood sharpening iron. Yes, if you go to the market where those women are slicing some of them, they use wood to sharpen the knife. So you see, that's naturally people think it's only iron that sharpens iron. No, wood can sharpen iron as well. Skin can sharpen iron. If you see this, the Hausa barbers, they use skin. You see, they even use the skin on their hand to sharpen their yes. If you go to Udi Street, when you see them shaving, they use the skin on their hand to sharpen. So what am I trying to say in essence is that you adopt a structured innovation strategy where those who are good at on a particular thing, who are ready to adopt this innovation, can carry the rest people along in a systemic manner, that will not cause discombobulation in the organization.
All right.
So another one is you encourage a culture of continuous improvement. You know, instead of drastic change like we talked about, promote incremental improvement that enhance efficiency without disrupting the stability of the organization. This is something I just explained right now. You know, little by little, little by little, little by little. Maintain core competencies. Don't renege on competency. Don't, because you are bringing innovation, say, Oga, we not sabi use this thing. That is why we could not get this done. No. There should be no excuse for that. In fact, you should be trying to identify the organization's non-negotiable strengths and ensure that they remain intact while experimenting with these new methods and technologies. You know, don't never you allow the competency of the organization to dip because you're bringing in innovation. Because innovation is supposed to make the company work better. Now, also empower adaptive leadership. Train leaders, like I said. Train leaders to be flexible in decision making. For instance, like we're talking about this generation Gen Z, who don't really like working in the office. They are not office people. They are people who like to, like they say in MTN, pay as you go. They are not office people. They want to wake up.
The routine can be really boring.
It is boring for them, and they will leave you. They will leave you. So you have your leaders who must be able to adapt to them, know how to get the best out of them. They can only get this by training. Be flexible with your decision making. Don't come and say you must be in the office.
Right.
You must be in the office. These guys will leave you. Most of these techie kids, they don't even want to be in the office. They are in their house. They wake up in their bed. Their system is close to them. You know, they just Eureka. They go to their system. They work. They don't have work time. They work when they are inspired. They can even leave your work down and go and play their video games. It's their downtime. That time they are trying to use it to re-empower themselves. So
sorry, let me just cut you in here. In fact, let me say two things. Let me start with the first one. When you're talking about specifying with numbers, it just took me back to one of the programs, one of the events that I hosted a while ago. The first thing I usually do to get people, you know, in the mood and all of that is to get people, ask them, you know, what are you expecting from this event, especially when it has to do with maybe talking, a conference or seminar and all of that. So what are you expecting from this? I called 3 people out. In fact, I asked for 3 people to come out, and 3 people came out. The last guy came out and said, Your smile is like you already know what he said. He gave everyone. The other 2 said, "Oh, I want to learn. I want to do this. I want to great. Great." And the 3rd person came out, and I said, "By the time I'm leaving this hall, I want to leave this hall with 2 million naira."
That's what he said.
That was what he said.
Yeah.
So Patrick, he left with 2 million naira.
Exactly.
The speakers from the seminar were inspired by the audacity. And they actually, you know, talked and they contributed 2 million naira for him.
That is what he gave.
He left with 2 million naira. But then the second thing is we're also talking about routine. My brother is into tech, and he works for a tech firm in Abuja. It was a, you know, you have to stay completely on site program, on site kind of organization. Everybody has to be there. And they brought only Gen Z, so it's only small, young people that they were bringing into the company. And they said everybody must come and do their work there. It got really tiring. People started leaving. People started dropping resignation because what am I coming to do here when I can do it at home?
They will leave.
Eventually, they decided to. They started thinking about it, and then they said, "Okay, let us do it this way: 3 days on site." It became a hybrid job. 3 days on site, 2 days at home. What do you call it? Remote.
Remote.
And the performance
improved drastically.
Drastically.
You can only know that. You can only know how to do that if you're a transgenerational leader. Because you need to understand that you need to have developed the emotional intelligence to understand that this generation acts differently. So that's exactly what I was saying. So you train leaders to be flexible in decision making, allow them to embrace change while they are still managing the risks effectively. 3 days on site, 2 days remote. I mean, with that 3 days on site, you're managing the risks. For their 2 days remote, you know that definitely they also will want to work effectively, because now you are giving them their own time.
Exactly.
So that's how Gen Z people work. It's different from Gen X or millennial. They are different. Yeah, our fathers believe that you must go to the office every day. You must dress nicely to go to the office. These guys will wear ripped jeans, and you get people to work in the office with ripped jeans and t-shirts, you know, with their big afros and tattoos. That's what we say. So you need to learn how to manage them for effectiveness. So in managing this innovation and stability in your company, one of the things you need to do is you leverage on data-driven decision making. You just said something here very key, that after that decision was taken, there was improvement, and those improvement was based on data. You looked at it. You said you use analytics to assess when and where innovation is needed without compromising organization's stability. They looked at it. The illustration you just gave us looked at, okay, if we ask these guys to come three days on site and 2 days remote, will it affect our productivity? Let's try it out.
Just try it
out.
They
tried it out. They looked at the data. It was good, better than what they had. So that's an innovation already. So they continue with it because the principal idea behind having these organizations is to do good. So once you are doing better than you were, that's an innovation you need to adapt, as long as it does not compromise the organizational stability of the company. It does not erode the competencies of the company. Then you also need to implement control. You need to implement control, because this innovation can make people go haywire. Yes. Let me give you a very realistic situation. Maybe you have free Wi-Fi in the organization, and this Wi-Fi you actually use for work. And so then you come to the office, everybody is downloading movies. And they are watching movies with Wi-Fi. Definitely, it's going to slow down the Wi-Fi, and then it's going to hamper productivity. So these are some of the controls you put in place. At a particular point, this is it. See, let me tell you the truth. This is what you do. See, so hours or so hour, please. It's official time. Nobody should do anything that is not official. You know. Then maybe you say from 8 o'clock in the night, or maybe from 9 o'clock in the night to 12 o'clock. Whoever wants to download anything can come to the office and download. And let's see how many people will leave their house at 9 o'clock to 12. And that's what I'm saying. No, I'm not talking in the situation of a radio station. Because you have people in the office like 24 hours. I'm talking in another organization. Say, okay, you want to download something, 9 o'clock, free Wi-Fi to download whatever I want to download, 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the night, you know. So you have to learn how to put these control mechanisms in place. You also need to balance risk and reward. That's what we call risk and reward. That's encouraging calculated risks while having contingency plans in place to safeguard stabilities. You know, like I tell you, like we were discussing subsequent, every time you feel good about yourself, sometimes we reward ourselves. Some of us take candy, some of us take chocolate. Learn to reward innovation in your company. All right,
we have 5 minutes left, but just like I think it was on Tuesday where we were talking about the empowerment scheme that the governor embarked on that Tuesday, right? And our guest in the studio, Marvel, was talking about how the governor should also think about trying to reward failure. Now, he was trying to make a point, moving our mindset away from failure is downcast, failure is something that is a bad thing, failure is this and failure is that, to shifting our mindset to failure is part of the process. So away from the governance, away from the politics, how does what role does failure play in the innovation process?
I really wish I had listened to him, and then I'll get a perspective of what he meant by failure to be rewarded. Because what happened with that empowerment, it was not haphazard. There is a portal. That's why I say innovation. You see, we have a transformational and transgenerational governor right now in Akwa Ibom State that encourage innovation. So the commissioner for digital economy and ICT, who was then the SSA, had designed this innovation where people, Akwa Ibomites, were asked to go on these portals and register. And I recall in virtually all the radio stations I've been to, I've been singing it. Instead of people to go and register, they were now questioning me, why must they log in their VIN? Instead of them to go and register, they were questioning, why must they log in? I told you, people naturally will always, be adverse to change. Now, those businesses you see there, the present commissioner for ICT and digital economy, they made sure that they visited those existing business one after the other. It was a very
it wasn't about the business.
No, I'm coming. There's something I want to establish here.
It wasn't about the business.
There's something I want to establish here. Now, in visiting them, what was done there was ability to improve their business, whatever you want to improve as well. So you might have gone through the failure stage. So I think that has been rewarded, because business succeeds without going through those stress.
I think what he was referring to was the awards given to best graduating students.
You want them to go and give award to the last graduating?
No, it wasn't like an award. He was just trying to explain that failure is part of the process, and we should all shift our mindset away from failure should be punished. Failure should be this, but instead of us thinking about how the person that got first position, does the person have two heads, rather than thinking like that, we should all think in a way that, okay, what are you doing wrong? What is going on here? What's happening here? Like the way you gave a story about how you called your son and you said what's happening, your French or whatever, the subject that you didn't do so well in, what's happening, and then he explained it to you. So shifting your mindset away from that. But we'll talk about failure next Thursday.
Right.
Yes, I really want to know the role of failure in innovation.
All right.
It's time for Good Morning, My Neighbor. Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.